Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with your Witchy Wednesday. Today, I want to talk about chamomile. It is a pretty fantastic herb. I have a little bit here, and I've not really ever used it. As you can see, it's just a little tiny bit, but I've not really ever used it for much besides like a bath salt and whatnot. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. But it has a lot more uses than I thought. So I figured for our herb month of Witchy Wednesdays, uh, we'll talk about chamomile and become more familiar with it. So if you use chamomile in your practice, do let me know in the comments down below. What do you use it for? How do you use it if it's not mentioned in here? Especially if it's not mentioned in here, do let me know. Um, before we get into that, I do want to thank our patrons on Patreon. Thank you, Linda and Sophia, for being patrons on Patreon. The funds from the Patreon go towards the Christo-Pagan church that we are starting here on YouTube. If you would like to be a patron on Patreon, hit up the link down below. If it seems like I'm going a little fast, that's because I'm doing some other things around the house, and all those details are in Patreon. Uh, yeah, that announcement will be probably Monday of next week. So yeah, look forward to that, or this coming Monday by the time you're all seeing this. But yeah. Anyway, a lot of things going on, and it's about to get crowded in the witchy room for reasons, and I'll explain that in that video. However, you can get all those details on Patreon. Just saying. If you'd like to get something tangible for your money, you can hit up the eBay link right down in the doobly doo there in the towel section. Uh, ask for a discount. I give discounts. It's fun. Anyway, if you do not have the money to support this channel, you can support it in other ways. Hit that subscribe button right down here. Hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever new videos come out. Hit that like or dislike button. And remember to comment. And if it is safe for you to do so, please share this on your social media platforms. Helps get the word out. Helps grow the channel. Anyway, in our usual tradition, we're going to talk about some of the history or folklore behind the herb, the medical uses, some metaphysical uses, and how we can actually utilize this in our practice. So, like I said, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, and here we go. As far as history, it's been used in ancient Egypt and associated with the sun gods. It was also used for treatments of diseases like malaria and used in mummification. And there are various other cultures that I've seen in my research on this that have used chamomile as well in different ways and means and modalities. It seems to be mostly medical. Now, getting into the medical section, I am not a medical practitioner. I suggest that you go to an actual doctor and ask their opinion before taking any medical advice from me. For medical uses, it's been used for diarrhea, headaches, indigestion, colic, for babies, of course, inflammation, muscle spasms, menstrual disorders, insomnia, ulcers, wounds, among other conditions. The metaphysical uses include purification, protection, in, it increases the sleep and meditation. It will attract money, attract love, and break curses. This is an herb that is kind of all around useful, and I cannot believe that I have not used this herb. This is what it looks like whenever it is growing, and this is the way that I usually find it. Whenever you get either little bits like this, and yeah, and in tea and whatnot, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Um, some ways that you can use it in your practice is to ward against psychic or magical attacks. You can use it in a plant form as seen above here. You can plant this around your house. It is actually said to actually heal dying plants if it's planted next to a dying plant. It's kind of odd. I don't understand why that happens, but it's kind of cool. Um, but you plant this like with your rosemary out along the boundary area. It gives a nice little smell and everything, and helps protect the area. If you make it into like a tincture, a tea, and you wash your hands with it, it's said to help with your odds in gambling. So if you are one that likes to play cards, uh, try washing your hands with some chamomile tea and see how that works for you. I would be very interested in seeing that. I'm kind of watching my pennies lately, so I'm not going to be going to the casino anytime soon. Um, but yeah, I would like to try that for my next casino trip. Um, if you have the flower, you can wear it in your hair to attract a lover. You can carry a piece of the flower itself. I've seen it said as a whole flower or a whole chamomile piece rather than just the bud, like you see in the bottom one. You carry that in your wallet. You put that in your wallet, and it's supposed to help bring good fortune. If you steep it in water and sprinkle it around the building, a building, it can act as a barrier. So you don't necessarily need to plant it. If you live in like an apartment complex or something like that, you can take a little bit, put it in a little like eyedropper or something like that, go around your property and just like do a little squirt here and there, and you should be good. Um, if you make it into an incense, it is said to be good for calming and centering. So there's something that you can do. Like I said, usually whenever you find it in this bottom picture here. Um, really easy to break up into pieces and whatnot and throw into an incense mixture. I would add it with a little bit of dragon's blood just because I add dragon's blood to everything, but that's just me. If you are doing a candle spell for money, you know, you got your green candle, dress it with, with the oil and everything, and then roll it in your chamomile. I would suggest rolling it towards you because you're asking the money to come towards you. But roll it over the chamomile towards you, and then light it, and it should help you with uh, gaining money and attracting money and whatnot. If you do the same thing with a black candle, it is supposed to be good for banishing. Um, you can wash your hands to purify them. If again, like with the gambling situation that I talked about a second ago, you can wash your hands with chamomile tea, basically, and it's supposed to be purifying for your hands. I personally would probably go towards holy water because I make my own holy water and I got that in abundance. But that's just me. If you've used it, let me know how it works. Um, you can make a sachet of it and have it in your bedroom for good dreams. You can use you can use it to as an incense to smudge an area. And I know smudge probably isn't the best term to use for this, but the same concept. You can basically use that as an incense to purify the area. And one of my favorite uses, and I've done this in the past, is you can make it for a cleansing bath. Now, I made years ago, I made a friend of mine a chamomile and lavender bath. I used chamomile, chamomile flowers. I used lavender flower buds, and I put in a little drops of lavender. I think I had chamomile oil as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been so long. But I mixed all that in together, and she absolutely loved it. I mixed it in with some Epsom salts. Epsom salts, you know, you can get a bag for like $5. Pretty darn cheap. But I mixed that together, put it in a little like Yankee Candle jar, gave it to her as a gift. She loved it, and it was so relaxing. I'll tell you this: whenever I was mixing it in my big mortar and pestle. I've shown you all that, but I was mixing it in that, and I about fell over with the relaxation that I got from that. It was fantastic. So using that in a cleansing bath, you don't necessarily have to have lavender, and we'll be talking about that in the future, but that's the mixture that I used. It was a nice calming bath, and she really enjoyed it. Also, keep in mind, you can use chamomile tea just to drink and to calm yourself down. Again, not a doctor, but if you have a headache, try some chamomile tea. Indigestion, try that. As long as if it's nothing serious, if it's a normal run-of-the-mill stuff, try using that and see how it works for you. Everybody's going to be a little bit different on how their body responds to things. So, it's a, it's one of those, try it and see how it is for you. But that's all that I have for this Witchy Wednesday. Join me on Saturday for the Witchy Book Club series. We are going through, what is it, chapter 4? Yes, chapter 4 of the Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft. And I will be doing that recording right after this one because I want to get that done and ready to go so I don't have to worry about it the rest of the week because I'm heading down to Dover as of next week, and yeah, for 2 weeks, and I'm taking my computer with me, but I don't want to have to rush around and do that while I'm doing other things that will be revealed later. Anyway, until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye.